So yeah.
But like Wazzy, going back to what you were saying there about the calendars, it's like especially delving into the church history, and like you have like the Gregorian calendar, but you still have like the Russians. They're on the Julian calendar, so they're celebrating Christmas January 6th or 7th. I can't remember which. So not all of the feast days even line up, and sort of exploring that, and then looking into the history of the Gregorian and the Julian and the Revised Julian, like that's interesting. But that's all from a Western perspective, and then to go ahead and really realize, I guess, how much of a bias you have even about the idea of time, since like there's still people who have like non-Gregorian or non-Julian calendars that are out there functioning and that sort of thing. It's just real trippy. Just like we were saying with like the Jewish and Muslim religious calendars, at the very least, being 13-month and all that jazz. Fascinating.
Is it a Hebrew thing or a Jewish thing? Because I know they're tied, but they're different, right? I mean, one is the religion and one is the people.
But they're basically the same. And I mean, like I know people who are atheists who fully consider themselves Jewish. They wouldn't refer to themselves as Hebrew at all. So that's one of those like weird, murky, confusing sort of things. Like, is it the religion or is it the ethnicity? And it's yes.
Yeah, that is weird. This is the No Consensus Podcast. I'm Mike Jack, aka Chocolate Thunder, aka Black Lightning, aka Black Balls. To my left is my boy Jake, aka Cayenne Pepper, aka Paprika Shoddy, aka Paprika Bay. My bad. As soon as you did the thing, I knew what that was. My boy Paprika Bay. That's hard to say. Bars. My boy, my beard Mustachio. And then below me we got the dog Wazzy, aka dog, I love it when you that's so much mustache, bro, you can just brush it down, bro. That's crazy.
Are you gonna twirl it soon? Get a twirl going?
That'll be fire. But you
got some wax, but
yeah, they gotta get that wax, but then you'll be just like them other hipsters up in Ann Arbor that you hate. And then below me we got my boy Wazzy, aka Hush Puppy, aka Penny Loafer Cuz, aka Swoosh, aka the Big Nipple. And this is the No Consensus Podcast. Cheers, boys. You trying to search for them? They've been
I was seeing if they were oversized. They don't look oversized to me, but
big and oversized is two different things. Didn't say they was oversized.
Well, and you said big nipple. You said singular.
Yep, I'm glad you caught on, baby.
It's still wild to me, like having my mustache long enough where if I go ahead and go like this, hide all the white,
Yeah, that is crazy.
Ain't no mouth.
Oh, that's funny as hell. So how you boys been this week?
I've been pretty good. How about you?
I've been all right. Today was a motherfucker, but besides that, we've been good.
Yeah. What's going on? What's going on today, Mike? Huh? What's going on with you?
No, bro. You'll see when you have kids. It's like 99% of the days it's great, especially at this age, and then some days they just had 8 days and it's harder than others. So especially me, since I've been at home so much, this is just one of them days where Mike was fooling and I'm just like, I can't do nothing but follow you around and and take it. It's gotta be I gotta be a bitch today. So yeah.
And
he wasn't bad. Like it was just a lot of energy, y'all. Every room every toy, everything in the garbage, every purse rummaged through. It's like, golly, boy, I know you look curious, but leave it alone. So they get to the point where I just had to I wish I should have took a picture. It got to the point, y'all, where I just locked down everything. Like I put crates and boxes and chairs and ladders in front of every entrance just to lock him in the living room. Like you got to stay in this little square footage right here, bro. Watch the damn TV. Let's play with the blocks. But you can't leave from here no more. Like this is crazy. This is ridiculous.
Have you found him randomly in like a drawer yet or anything?
Like his whole body in the drawer?
Yeah, like just laying in a drawer, like just, like, bro, what are you doing?
That's coming next though, because that's his favorite thing right now is to open up a drawer and then put shit in it and then close the drawer. So now I don't know what shit is, but he knows where it's at. So he'll go back and find it, a half hour later, bring it to me. So, but I'm not seeing him. I ain't seen him put his whole body in that joint yet. That'll be
he's asserting his dominance. He's making you like rely on him. You're sitting there going ahead and trying to change the TV, but you don't know where the remote's at. And he's like, "Yeah, that's right. Guess who's got the remote? I have it. You come to me, Pops."
Did you need these keys to go to the grocery store? Nah. Sit your punk ass down. Turn on this Coco Melon. You bum.
You bum.
Yeah, so it's a good time, but boy, like I said, it's gonna be some days where you just like, God dang. So what's up with y'all? I did want to ask y'all. I kind of want to sit back and listen to y'all. Y'all might not even had nothing for this, but I do want to ask y'all. What's y'all protocol for Christmas? As far as gift giving goes, are you guys doing? Do y'all do gifts with y'all family? And if so, do y'all ask what everybody wants, or are you just guessing? And when are you buying these gifts? Like, are you at the store the day before, or are y'all looking right now?
Like, I'm 33 years old and I still have no idea the answer to that question. I feel like every year is the first Christmas I've ever experienced, and I'm asking the most basic ass things like, "Hey guys, what did we do last year and every year before that?" Because I don't fucking recall. I'm always overwhelmed and stressed about the matter. Like, you know how many fucking brothers and sisters I got, Mike?
Dog, yes. And it's so funny you say that because me and Shalana just was like, "Damn, what we do last year?" we said the same shit. Like, how do you not remember? I don't know.
Yeah. So with my family, we'll do either White Elephant or Secret Santa. My family hates White Elephant. I think I talked them into doing it one time, and they regretted it because they're a bunch of bums. They're not going to listen, so I mean, I can go and say whatever I want about them. But
you got to break down White
Elephant. That was how the Shake Weight video happened. Was a White Elephant.
Shout outs to that classic vid.
What did you say there, Mike?
I want you to break down why you like White Elephant. Is that what it's called?
Yeah. Like some people call it White Elephant. That's why I've always heard it called. Other people have another name for it, like Awful Christmas or something like that.
I heard that. I always hear White Elephant.
But yeah, in case anyone's listening who's not familiar with what it is, like everyone participating, like, so say we set a limit of $20, so everyone gets a gift of some sort around $20. You wrap them all, throw them in the pile. We all draw numbers, and person one, they go ahead and grab a random gift, open it up. Person number two has the option, they could either steal that gift or get one out of the pile. And you usually set up rules, right, about like 2 steals per gift. So after a gift has been stolen twice, it can't be stolen again, and it's sort of locked in. I enjoy it because
before you do that, is it like if I'm the third person, can I steal the first person's gift? Okay.
Mhm.
All right.
Yeah. Anyone, like, once it's your turn. Okay. Yeah. So let's say that we're on person number 4. They could go ahead and steal any of these people's gifts, and let's say that they steal person number 1's gift. Now, person number 1 has, like, they don't have a gift now, so they can either go ahead and steal. You typically have it so, like, you can't go ahead and steal back.
No steal back.
Right. So they could steal from 2 or 3, or they could go ahead and grab an unknown gift from the pile.
Okay. All right. I get it.
What I enjoy about it is, like,
It's just hilarious.
yeah, typically, because, like, mentality tends to be that I'm not buying a gift for a person; it's for a group of people. So it's not going to be something that you want, per se, but so therefore it tends to be, like, less sentimental and more of a jokey sort of thing. I remember with some co-workers, this one guy who, this Dilbert ass looking motherfucker, he one day at work, somebody pretty much, like, had a camera. I was like, "Hey, Jack," and he turned around and they snapped a picture. I was like, "Gotcha!" And it was this perfect expression of, like, wonderment on his face. He was a database administrator too, so you know those sorts of guys.
Yeah, I don't know. They think they in the jungle.
So it was this hilarious picture. Well, he got the picture from them. Blew it up a bit, signed it, and got it framed, and that's what he wrapped up and put in there. And it was like that's the funniest thing. I fought tooth and nail to make sure that I got it, because, like, Jack, and, like, he's, like, signing a photo, like, he's nobody. He's a DBA.
He's fucking nobody. This will never be worth nothing. That's funny.
Exactly. Therefore, it's worth everything to me. And there was, like, I remember somebody had gotten like a little, like, reindeer chocolate candy dispenser where, like, you go ahead and I think you push on its head and, like, the tail comes up and, like, it poops out like a little chocolate candy. So it's, like, just stupid funny stuff. But yeah, my family doesn't really like it at all. Whatever. So we usually go the Secret Santa route. And that's what we did this year. And then I usually go ahead, like, Julia and I will go ahead and together we'll get, like, both of my parents something, and then she buys her sister something, and we get her parents something as well.
Makes sense.
It's like it makes it manageable.
Yep. What about you, Wozzy?
We did the family stuff until 7 years ago or so, and we did either Secret Santa or White Elephant, just depending on whatever people wanted. Now I just kind of go over to my parents and we just all do a simple 4 per person gift exchange. So Christmas is easy for me. Go over, eat food, open a couple gifts,
when
and
you
talk.
Say 4-person gift exchange, you mean each of y'all got the other 3 something?
Yeah, I mean, I'll get my mom something, my dad something, and my brother something.
Okay. Yep.
I don't know what I'm getting my dad yet.
And that's the second part. How do you figure that shit out?
I mean, so for my mom, I had recently bought a new RoboVac, so I gave her my old one.
And giving a woman a damn vacuum cleaner for Christmas. Ain't this a bitch?
Well, I approve.
So I am buying her. It's better than, like, buying your girlfriend a treadmill or something.
I feel like you did that last year, Jake. Did you? Did we have this conversation about you buying Julia?
I remember somebody
feminist as hell. What you buy Julia, bro?
Yeah. No, it was either Christmas or her birthday.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, it was something like a rolling pin or something like. I mean, she's got a rolling pin, but I didn't get her the rolling pin. Maybe it was the blender.
No, it was something worse than that, bro. I feel like we went over the vacuum cleaner thing before. Maybe not that, but like a fresh broom. It was something. It was something.
Oh, no, man! Like,
hilarious.
how much does a fresh broom cost?
That's what I'm saying. That's what made it worse. It wasn't a broom though, but I'll go back and look at the joints because you was wilding. But it's funny.
I mean, the way I see Christmas is you get
Can
stuff
opener.
for people.
Huh?
Got her a can opener.
Oh yeah, it was a can. How much does a broom?
Yeah, it was
cost?
an electric.
How much does a fucking can? Because you was like, she's always running in here asking me to open up shit for her. Yeah, I remember now.
It was an electric can opener though. So the
whole $20. I feel you. Finish your thoughts, Wozzy.
I already forgot them.
You said that you look at Christmas as getting gifts for.
So the way I see Christmas is it's an opportunity to get people gifts that they wouldn't normally get for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just kind of the general attitude I go. And my mom's never going to buy a robotic vacuum, but she's used it every day. Like she told me she loves it. So
those are the best gifts. The joints that you didn't even know you needed, bro. You'd be like, damn, this is a good ass gift. So basically, you feel like
she
you
used
just got
the fuck out of
that can opener.
Oh yeah,
you piece of shit. So you just feel like you got a good idea because like what you say you about to get your dad, you still don't know, but do you have like a ballpark of what it might be?
Nope.
What type of shit does your pops like to like as far as like hobbies and shit? Is he a tech guy? Is he a handy guy? Like.
Not really anything anymore. And Jake just looks like he's jerking off right now.
It does, bro. Just jerking that beard.
I don't know as much lately. Like he used to be into like new shit, but I don't know. I'll probably just talk with my brother. He and I may just go in on something. Yeah, it's easier that way. You get a bigger gift.
Is your dad like that too? Where it's like, yeah, this motherfucker used to have hobbies, Jake, and then now you like, I don't know what this motherfucker do for fun though. Or is your dad still out in these streets?
Well, see, like, I just remembered about how my dad's been giving away a bunch of stuff.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so like he's like, I don't need anything, I'm getting older and all that. So it's like, well, what do you give a man who's trying to give everything away?
A new van.
I mean, I would say like a steak dinner if it wasn't the end of the world. Like a nice like Ruth Chris like gift certificate type of thing. Make him spend money on something he wouldn't normally do.
Would he go to Ruth Chris without you though? Would that have to be Dad? Dad, I got some reservations for us, and like you would have to go with him.
Yeah. Which I mean, that's actually a good idea. Like, especially like taking them to like something like Ruth Chris, or hell, I mean, he loves Red Lobster. Like taking him to Red Lobster would be good enough.
You can spend some money in Red Lobster.
Oh hell yeah!
It got a little reputation and started getting a little shaky for a minute there, but you can still go to a good Red Lobster and y'all in Milan, so this is a far drive, but good suburban areas, Bloomfield, Birmingham, West Bloomfield got a good one.
We got one in Ann Arbor.
Oh, okay, Ann Arbor, yeah, that'll be cool.
Yeah. It's funny because it's like right on the border between Ann Arbor and Ypsi, right there on Carpenter.
Okay.
But was it here? I would actually really like to take him to what do you call them? Brazilian steakhouse.
Texas Day Brazil, or what's the other one called? Gotcha.
I think it's a Brazilian steakhouse.
No, it's called Texas Day Brazil. The one, there's one downtown. I forgot what the other one is though.
Yeah, and then there's one in Livonia. I think it's on 7 Mile Gauchos.
Yep.
That'd be really cool.
Too. And it was good. Not just like it feel like just, but that shit was pre-COVID everything. So that shit was
like a year ago.
Yeah, it was like a year ago. Nah, that shit. I definitely thought it was just. That's crazy.
Yeah. So I mean, my mom's real easy. Like something crafty.
She is.
She's been all into like.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah. Yep. So.
Do not say your mom's real easy on this podcast ever again, bro.
Well, I mean that's a good point, but like Wozzy brings up a good point too. Like, there is a few of us.
Oh, fuck. Oh shit. But you did bring up a good point, Wozzy, because I think back now, and you right, dog. Like my pops used to do like those modeled cars and shit, like like, and I'm not talking about just painting them. Like, it's like the little pieces, like the little pieces. You gluing them bitches together, and then you painting them. Like he used to do that shit all the time. And that shit been about 20 years now since I seen him do one, probably. So you just reminded me of that. That might be on the list. I might have to try to look around and try to find one. Let me write that down.
Get like just a set of a bunch of different models or something.
Yeah, I feel like they kind of expensive, so I might not be able to get a bunch of them. But
they have super nice
or two will probably do them good to start off with. You said what?
They have like super high quality metal ones where like the steering wheel inside turns the wheels.
That's the ones he used to have, bro. And he'd be like, don't you take your ass over there on that side of the basement. There was a whole side of the basement we couldn't go to because he knew what we was gonna do. We try to play with them bitches. Come on, Pops. Nah, I understand. Like you was gonna break them bitches for sure. And that's like, that's 100 hours down the drain. I don't know how many hours it took him, but it was a lot for one car. Especially
it's like when you in your save file.
Yeah, especially with the painting, because he used to paint them too. So and then I think of that now, and I just be like, them dudes who make ships in a bottle, y'all insane.
Tweezers and shit for that.
Oh, yeah. We had mental health issues. Somebody.
We had a train side of the basement when I grew up, where we had like a model train, and I couldn't go near that unless somebody older than me was around so that I didn't electrocute myself.
That's funny as hell. Shout outs to the train under the Christmas tree. I don't know when I'm gonna bring that back, but it's coming back in my crib. Probably around 4. Train gang.
Chain gang is a very different thing.
I said chain gang for sure, but I definitely responded with train gang after that. But did y'all have those RC cars that you could like with the gun that you just how cold was them bitches, bro? Because if you never had one, you probably think it's easy, like you just hold down the button and then no, motherfucker, you gotta let that motherfucker go, speed it up, let it go, depending on how fast and where the turns was on the track. It took real skill to win matches in those things. And then it just reminds me of that fucking mini game in Mario Party that I be getting my ass busted. Yeah.
So how many walls had you dented with that?
My basement was like all brick, so I was just breaking. I broke like 12 of them hoes for sure. Wasn't no damage downstairs though. I had the old school hood basement, bro. Cement, everything, damn near.
Well, what I had.
You said what?
I had the same thing.
Oh yeah. The
unfinished basement with a hobby corner.
Yep, the motherfucking dungeon, bro. The washing machine's loud as hell down there. So now with the TV on, so now we downstairs yelling, trying to just talk to each other. My mama like, shut the fuck up.
I had weirdest fear that Shredder was down there and he was going to attack me when I was like 4 or 5. They almost got a spit take out of my...
That's a motherfucker to be scared of, bro. He ain't lose to the Ninja Turtles damn near one time, bro. Like, if 4 Ninja Turtles can't beat him, what the fuck I'm gonna do, bro?
What's a 5-year-old kid gonna do?
The motherfucking turtle's about 7 feet tall, bro.
Not a chance.
No chance at all, bro. Shredder was beating their ass. Master Splinter had to come save them motherfuckers every time they ran into him, bro. That's crazy. I really do want to rewatch the old Ninja Turtles, but yeah, they used to get their ass whooped. They even, you seen the Batman and Ninja Turtles crossover movie? It came out while you said you did.
I didn't watch it, but I remember seeing that. Let me see how to acquire said project.
Right. Well, just spoiler alert: Batman even beat the Ninja Turtles' ass. So yeah, that's funny. And then they was on the same team eventually, I think. Yeah, this gonna be a weird.
Was it after the Ninja Turtles said Martha?
Yeah. Why'd y'all say that name? All 4 of y'all said it at the same time. God damn, that was so terrible, y'all. That was so terrible, y'all. Even how they even started fighting in the first place, like their reasoning was just retarded, bro. And then you got an even worse reason for why y'all stopped fighting. Like, Jake, if I really think you're a bad person, I don't give a fuck if your mama got the same first name as my mama, bro. You go not kill Hitler because y'all mamas got the same name. Type of shit is this?
Oh shit, man! Like, nah. Mom's name's Edna too. We're basically like twins.
How should you put it like that? Go ahead, I can't kill him. Sarge, I couldn't kill him. His mom's name was Edna too. What am I supposed to do? And then
that's how you end up. That's how you end up with a bullet in the back.
Exactly, bro. That shit was retarded. Spoiler alert to anybody who still hasn't seen fucking Batman vs Superman. Y'all wonder why everybody in that DC cast pieced out. Side note, the Harley Quinn animated series, y'all. Jesus Christ, this shit is good, bro.
Did you finish up season 1?
Nah, not yet.
It gets better and better. Bro, it's one of those shows where it just gets more and more ridiculous.
Jake, they dropped so many F-bombs in the first episode. I was like, whoa, I gotta watch this at another time. I was ready, bro. I thought I was about to just watch that shit. You know what? Me and Mike was doing something. I'm like, nah, I gotta hold this one off till later on. I'm talking about so many F-bombs though, Jake. I ain't never heard. I don't know if I've seen anything else that said fuck as much as this show did, especially in like that first 10-15 minutes, bro. First episode, period. It's funny what you can get away with in cartoons that you can't get away with real people in it.
Considering they're WB, it's actually even more surprising.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, that's hilarious. WB.
I remember that old frog.
Racist ass frog, as Dave Chappelle once said.
Well, I got a couple of questions for you, and you may not have any sort of answer at all. But so Julia and I were making some curry today, and she thought it was a little salty, and she had mentioned that maybe she put too much, but she couldn't figure out where she put too much salt at. I don't know what the hell she's talking about. It seemed just fine to me. But she's like, maybe I went ahead and put too much salt on the onions when sauteing them, and I had a realization. I will go ahead when I'm sauteing my onions in particular. I will load so much salt on those bad boys. I'm never concerned about it being too salty. I never experienced like an overwhelming saltiness. So I know, like when you're sautéing onions and you're putting salt on there, and also with mushrooms, like you're drawing out the liquids, right?
Yep.
And like, so is it possible? Like, does something happen where like it doesn't? You don't experience that saltiness? Can you go ahead and put too much fucking salt? Have I just not reached that threshold, or you know what I mean?
I mean, you definitely. So when I saute my onions, I actually don't use I don't use salt or anything at all. I just do like garlic oil and onion if I'm doing like sautéed onions. Um, I mean, it's possible, but that's a ton of sugar or a ton of
Yes,
salt
it wasn't
to
on
put
the
on.
onions, bro.
What what else was in it? Was it all like not packaged stuff or maybe
The curry.
yeah.
Oh, I mean, like, yeah. No, everything was pretty much canned or jarred, with the exception of the onion.
You know
So
what that
I mean,
there
is,
could have been a
Jake?
ton of
You
salt
already know what
anywhere.
that is, bro. Just go ahead and say it.
MSG.
No. You know why it was too salty for her, and you thought it was just fine. Just go ahead and say it.
I feel like there's something
I'm
that I'm
lost
supposed to
too.
know about.
Look at your hands. There you go.
Because I got dick beaters.
Nope. Because she still got too much of that white in her. Gotta bring her on over to that seasoned food, buddy. Gotta bring her on over
Bro.
here, buddy.
She's darker than me.
Gotta bring her on over here, buddy. To season gang. She over there eating your mama's chicken and saying, "Damn, this is some good chicken."
Did she have anything hot
Put that on.
to drink before or after? Or before that, was there anything hot she drank?
I think so. No, not like close enough.
Because like
So, yeah, I don't know. I
eat,
think she was just out of her mind.
I mean it's possible, but I've had hot food taste salt, or it's the sensation of saltier because it's that like salty burn, but it's not actually the like more salt than I would normally use.
Almost put a rookie move, boys. Laptop almost died on me. God damn.
Amateur mistake.
Yep.
But yeah, so it just got me thinking about like how much salt I use when sauteing veggies and how I never experience that saltiness. And so I'm not sure if there's something that like different that's happening during like the chemical breakdown where it like changes it or something. But
Salt will stay salt, but onions have a ton of sugar in them, so the sugar that's getting caramelized could overpower the saltiness.
Try
okay.
some red wine vinegar in y'all saute sometimes too. I thought T'Challa got down here. Nope. Yeah.
Okay, I might have to try it. Yeah, I think we got some red wine vinegar sitting in the pantry. So,
Yeah.
but also, I gotta go ahead and say, Wazzy, you saw that coffee pot I got. Boy, is that shit delicious.
Oh,
It looks good.
I saw
Dustin
it too.
stopped by. Yeah, I mean, but you're not. You didn't comment on it. Wazzy and I were having a whole ass discussion.
Yeah, I just leave y'all to it. But it looked cool though. So
but
what
yeah,
about it? Can you break down like what about it is special and why it makes coffee taste good, better? And
I
what is
mean,
it called,
I
too?
can take it to a certain point. I could take it to a certain point, and then we'll have to hand it on off to Wazzy probably. But yeah, I mean, it's just making whatever you want to call it, Turkish coffee, Greek coffee, Armenian coffee. I mean, it's the same thing. And honestly, like, while I don't like to go ahead and give Turks much credit for anything,
Jesus Christ.
I think you kind of give them. I think you gotta kind of give them the credit because they really fine-tuned it and popularized it. The oldest records I find are all Turkish, Ottoman Turk records about the stuff. But yeah, I mean, it's very simple. You have a rather basic pot. It's a small little guy. I've seen them of a couple different shapes. Most of them tend to be a little tapered, like an Erlenmeyer flask sort of shape, but I don't think that they necessarily really have to be at all. But yeah, what you're doing is, I think the major thing is grind of the coffee is different. It's like pulverized to a powder pretty much. It's a super extra fine grind. Finer than that you would use in an espresso machine, I believe. And you're going ahead and in the pot, you're putting so the coffee I made today, I made with creamer and sugar for Justin and Julia, and so what you do is you mix everything in the pot. So put half a cup of creamer in there, and then 1.5 cups of water. And when now the thing to go ahead and know about these foreign coffee devices is that when they say cup, they do not mean 8 fluid ounces. Cup. It's a literal espresso cup.
That's
Is a
funny.
cup to them.
That's
so
funny.
if it says that it's a 6-cup like coffee pot, like hell, your mocha pot, right, Wazzy? Like that doesn't mean that it's going to hold 6 measurable cups of water. It's going to make just a little bit by our standards. So yeah, so I was using like those little cups. Yeah, put the creamer, the water all in there. I use 1 scoop of sugar per cup that I'm making. So 2 little spoons of sugar, and then 2 scoops of coffee, and you put it all in there. And this is where it gets fun because like people have like are very strongly opinionated about how you do the process. Some people right then and there will start mixing it up. Other people say no. You put it on the stove, you let it warm up a little bit, and when you start seeing a little bit of bubbling around the edge, then you stir the coffee in. So and yeah, there's like all sorts of traditions like set up around it all, but put it on there and allow it to bubble up, and it forms like a nice what they call crema on the top, and I allow it to bubble up to the top, and it slowly rises, and which is like the nice thing about that taper. So I'll take it off then, and I'll scoop some of the crema off and put a dab, spoonful in each of the cups, and then I tap it on the counter, and we'll let it sit and sort of let the coffee grounds settle back down to the bottom since I've been disturbing the pot, and put it back on and then after a bit, I'll go ahead and put it back on the burner, allow it to sort of rise up again, and that's when I'll take it off and gently pour it into the cups to try and not disrupt that crema too much and not to get too much of the grounds into the cup. Though I did read somebody go ahead and say what you should do is take the pot and fill the first cup up only halfway, and then move to the second cup and fill it up halfway, so that you're allowing that crema off the top get into both, and then fill the cups the rest of the way up. And yeah, the major different thing about it is that you have these coffee grounds sitting in your cup, so you don't want to slurp the end of that cup of coffee because it's thicker than mud, and it's gonna be chunky and nice and gritty. I mean, if that's how you roll, that's how you roll. You know, more power to you. But it's absolutely fantastic. Justin was actually kind of upset. He was sitting there. He had never had it before. And he's sipping on it, and he took a sip. And he sat it down. He's like, "This is maybe the best cup. This is the best cup of coffee I've had in a long time." And honestly, Jake, I want to slap you for it. You know,
Well,
it's
I mean,
nothing that I did, but
the coffee you had looked good. So I mean, if you're starting out with good product, it's going to be good product coming out anyways.
yeah. They're highly acclaimed. Armenians swear by them and stuff. I went with the half and half. I didn't. I wasn't sure if I wanted to go with the light roast or the dark roast. So let's go ahead and go in the middle. Like I haven't had this before. I haven't made this before, so I figured that was a safe decision. But we got a nice burr grinder anyways, and plenty of whole beans, so we can experiment with darker and lighter and see how it is in that sort of context. But yeah, it's absolutely delicious, nice and thick. Um, and yeah, that whole set was only like 45-50 bucks from
Nice.
Henry's House of Coffee. And it came with those cups, the platters, the scoop, the bag of beans, and the pot itself. So a great damn deal. And one of the other interesting things is like like there's family traditions, kind of like I alluded to about how you prepare the cup and or like the pot of coffee, and people will pass those coffee pots in Armenian. They call them zhezvas, and they'll pass those down for generations. And I read this one article. This guy has his family's zhezva, and they've had it in the family for 200 years.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's like
damn.
And there's so many like different sizes and styles, and there's like ones with wooden handles and all that jazz. That I'm really interested in going ahead and like spending some time like collecting some, and then like it's the neat thing to like pass down like like you can't pass down a Mr. Coffee drip coffee maker. Like you can't pass it down for too long.
You also get the story along with it of the future generation using the same thing you had, plus the story of why you got into it. So it's like a double whammy of passing it down now.
Yeah, so and, you guys know me, like I love like that weird older sort of shit and stuff. So it's a real neat thing.
Asshole grandsons who are like, give a fuck why granddad want this old shit. His goofy ass, his lame ass. He wasn't getting no pussy. That's why he wanted this shit. Then they just chuck it in the fucking street. Like
he ends up pawning it for some meth.
Granddad wouldn't have no lights like this.
If I want uppers, I get real uppers, pops.
Fucking coffee. What's this shit gonna do for me?
I got some fucking powdery ass coffee. I got some powder for you.
So how was the flavor of that coffee compared to the instant coffee with a shit ton of sugar and creamer? The frothy instant coffee, you take the instant coffee and the sugar and whip it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It feels like it'd be a similar flavor, but that would be the one you had would be more bitter and thicker.
That's a good question. It's been a minute since Julia made that, and that shit was wild. That had me buzzing. It was dangerous. But I mean, also the quantities are very different, right? Like I'm drinking probably like of that like whipped shit, probably drinking about like this much, whereas with the Turkish coffee, like it's like what, maybe that much.
I think it's 1.5 ounces for the standard espresso shot. It's either 1 ounce or 1.5 ounces. I can't remember.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I feel like it's kind of apples to oranges. I can't. I don't know. My memory. I don't even remember last Christmas. So. But that stuff's really good. I don't know, but I don't know what it is. I assume it's probably something to do with having the coffee grounds ground up so finely that produces like the unique flavor, or.
Yeah, it's a few things. So when you think about like your Mr. Coffee, the water that is touching the grounds only touches it for 20 seconds or so. So it's only, and it's a much coarser grind. So it's really only picking up like the basic components, the easily water soluble components of the coffee ground. When it's ground super fine, everything is more accessible, and it's staying in the water for what, 5-10 minutes ish. So it's pulling every last thing out of the coffee grounds basically, except for the fiber. So it's getting it's putting everything from the beans into the cooker, into the water.
So you would, so it'd be like fair to describe it as like a fuller taste because you're tasting more of the bean.
Have you ever had an Americano from Caribou? I think Starbucks also does the same thing. It's essentially a shot of espresso with just hot water, but it has a different flavor than like black coffee, even though it's about the same caffeine levels.
Yeah, I haven't had one. I've been interested, but I'm like, I don't know. Is it like a watered down shot, right?
Well, that's what coffee is.
I mean, when you put it that way. What was I gonna say? But also the temperature of the water when it comes into contact with the beans, that plays like an important
190 to 198, I believe.
So like that's an important factor with like the whole extraction process, right? So you have water that was heated up and cooling down on these beans, the drip. With the pot, you have it, you have it all heating up. So whatever the temperature of the burner, but then there's the mocha pot where it's hot enough that it's become a gas, right? So, like, are you getting more of the flavor from like the mocha pot since it's a hotter temperature when it comes to contact, or?
The mocha pot is essentially like a weak espresso machine type of thing. So it'll actually pick up more flavor than an espresso machine because the water's in contact with. No, I guess it's not in contact with the beans longer. Yeah, it's basically just a weak espresso shot, like a mocha. The mocha pot coffee is a weak espresso shot, essentially. But yeah, temperature and length in the water. Like if you like double brew coffee, it gets super bitter, and it's because the water is getting more of the stuff you don't want out of the coffee instead of the nice caramel and chocolate flavors.
So, all right. So if we got like an espresso shot over here, and we got the weak espresso shot, aka the mocha pot, where does the Turkish coffee fall? Do you feel?
It's probably way stronger than espresso. Okay. If I have to get, well, strong is a relative term because lighter coffees are stronger, technically in caffeine. Darker is stronger in flavor, so that is kind of weird. But yeah, I would think that the Turkish coffee would have a much more coating type feel to it. So like almost like a sauce type feel to it. The sugar is also going to aid that and make it more sauce-like. So you had like coffee gravy essentially. And a lot of that is the amount of time that it took to either sit in the coffee or the grind size and the temperature. They all play into it in a different way.
Okay. Nice.
But yeah, I
love it.
Good.
You love the
like I said,
gravy?
Yeah.
Bro, this ain't no this ain't a newscaster, bro. Yeah, it came so late.
Well, I mean, you were talking to Wozzy about asking him if he liked that coffee gravy.
No, I was talking to you. You
was
like,
I thought you were talking to Wozzy.
He was like, I love that. And I was like, you love that coffee gravy? I wasn't sure what you was talking about.
Oh,
it was like, oh,
I didn't hear
that. Kev. Thanks, Diane. Damn, Jake, that was a long ass yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, I thought you were talking to Wazzy there, but yeah, it's fantastic. I love it, and I highly suggest anyone who enjoys their coffee, like, go ahead and get one.
And if you
Those,
still here after these 15 minutes, oh shit, is that you, Wazzy?
Yeah,
If y'all still got the
yeah,
15-minute breakdown, that means y'all love coffee, and so make sure y'all get it in.
Henry's House of Coffee, you could get that pot alone, I think $10. So it's super cool, and that whole like gift box thing is, like I said, like $45, free shipping at that point. So
like a really cool gift. Like it's a great price point for like somebody to try something out, because it's not normal coffee, and it's that nice price range of, it's not cheap. You're getting quality, but it's not end of the world type of thing if they hate it.
Yep.
So if y'all paying attention, get Wazzy one of these coffee mugs for Christmas. And obviously I'm not paying attention because Jake just said something a little while ago that gave away something good to get for him, and I done forgot it already. Damn.
Mike, you never listen. You're always on your phone over there.
No, I was just looking for this damn judge that nudge, bro. I couldn't find that bitch for nothing. I sent it to Wazzy though. It was crucial for me to get a breakdown on this one.
What'd you think of that that wonderful evening of boxing Saturday night? All gonna make me tired for church over this bullshit.
We gotta pull that up too. Hold on, Wazzy. I'm about to. We gotta pull that up. I'm gonna put in Nate Paul.
Your boy, I was gonna say your boy Nate, man. He had a rough night.
That boy. Ooh, maybe this a teacher not to just jump in the ring. And you know,
well, then
I do want to talk about that. And go ahead. What you were saying?
Well, Jake Paul's gonna go ahead and knock out like a basketball player, and then run his mouth about how, oh yeah, I think I'm ready now for Conor McGregor, or can't remember who else he had thrown out, but
this
like
motherfucker knocks out a dude who never boxed a day in his life.
Fights. The two have that.
Oh my god! I found it. Just turn the volume off on this one, Wazzy.
Okay.
They got like that.
To another video by NC Boxing.
They got like that robotic voice talking. Hold on. I'm about to put it in the GN chat.
A million years ago on Mars.
Bullshit and snake oil. We got our first copyright infringement thing.
Oh yeah.
But it's interesting. It was the episode that I uploaded yesterday, and like before it even published, I got like the little notification about it. It's actually really interesting how all that stuff works on the back end, because the algorithm had picked up that some song was being played, and that there's like a copyright thing with it, but like it doesn't affect the video being on YouTube or anything. There's options to mute that portion, to cut, like to replace the audio, or to just like keep it in there, and just you can't monetize that video. So
make
just
sure
learning
you read
about
those. Make sure you read those things though, because it's they go by the 3 strikes you out rule. So if there's anything that's like you've been dinged, like an actual ding, just make sure you pay attention to that shit and don't do whatever you did again.
Was it a strike or a warning?
Those are usually just warnings, I think.
Yeah,
No, I mean, they're completely different things. A strike and a warning on YouTube are completely different.
Mm-hmm.
I'll see if I could figure it out. But
pull up that Nate Robinson. Yeah, you could just kind of skip forward like 15 seconds probably. Yeah.
All right, and we're keeping it muted.
Yeah, because he got like a robot talking for him. Nate Robinson, the little black dude, Jake Paul, the white dude, And so this is the fight right before the Mike Tyson versus Roy Jones Jr. fight. Bam, that's the first knockdown. First knockdown. And then after this, after he got hit there, Nate stood up and was holding the back of his head for a good minute, trying to say, like, my shit hurt. He like, do you want to keep fighting or not, motherfucker? Damn. Was that the second one? And then that was the third one. So watch this third one, Wozzy. This the one that he done. Top of the tempo. Right on the side of the face. And he was out cold for about 2 minutes, bro. Like, seriously. That's not the night one. That was a terrible whistle. They didn't show him in order at all. There was one, the third one that he fell out straight out on the canvas. He was knocked out, Wozzy, for 3 minutes, bro. 2 to 3 minutes, like legitimately, bro. And then they even brought the chair out and tried to sit him up on the chair. And I was like, you gotta let him stay down, bro. He fucked up, man. You can't just try to pull him up off the floor. Like, this dude is done. So yeah, when I've been watching ESPN basically all week, and a lot of the consensus is like, he came in there, he wasn't ready. Jake Paul was ready. He ain't trained like he was supposed to, and he didn't come in there ready. But I feel the exact opposite, and I think that people who say that never been in pressure situations, because I feel like he trained as much as you could train and as well as you can train in the amount of time that they had. They only got like probably 2 months or whatever. And for a professional fighter, 2 months is enough to get ready for a fight. But for a man who's never ever fought professionally or boxed professionally before, you need way more time than that. So what I think that he trained his ass off. I think he was as ready as he could have been, but I think he underestimated what happens when them lights turn on, bro. And it's just a different feeling once you're actually in the ring looking at another person fight and the lights turn on, dog. And especially in boxing, there's nothing you can do about that. Once you about to actually start fighting in a real fight, the only way to prepare for that is to have been in a fight before. So you can't like recreate that in no type of sparring sessions or training matches. And he underestimated. Maybe he didn't underestimate it. Maybe he knew, but sometimes you estimate it how it's supposed to be, but it's still going to affect you, dog. And you could tell as soon as the shit started happening, Wozzy, he just ran towards my man and was flailing his arms like a madman. And then not to say Jake Paul is skilled in any way, but he has enough skill to be able to wait that out. All right, I'm gonna stay here. We gonna hug it up. I'm gonna block, hug it up, and then I'm gonna get my mother. And as soon as you open up, because you keep opening it up, and you gonna get tired from all this wailing, I'm gonna knock you the fuck out. And that's what happened, dog. So I just a lot of the semantics has been that he didn't try hard enough, and I don't think that that's the case. I think he tried as hard as he could. I think that this is a man who I think that this shows you that you shouldn't be thinking that you can professionally box on any level after 2 months of training.
Yeah, because like there's multiple different aspects, right? There's conditioning your body. Mm-hmm. That's regardless of the sport at all. You know, like are you in athletic condition? And then once you get that, then it's, have you conditioned your body for boxing? Yeah. No, okay, I get it. I don't know his athletic history or anything like that, but I understand he played in the NBA. Right. I'll
give it to you real quick. Nate Robinson is 5'9", 5'8" or 5'9", right? So that right there, Jake, should tell you this motherfucker's athletic as shit, because it's damn near impossible to make it to the NBA if you're under 6'4", dog. Period, point blank. So his athleticism is off the charts. 3-time dunk contest winner. He's won the dunk contest 3 times. This dude's athletic as shit at 5'9". So if you was gonna pick somebody, I don't know. If you
what years are we talking?
He's 36 now, so he been retired from the NBA like 2 years probably now. And those dunk contest years was probably 6 or 7 years ago, probably something like that.
So I feel like it's pretty safe to assume that, like, athletically he was conditioned and stuff. But then you got 2 months to go ahead and train for boxing, and then typically in combat sports, like, there's you working on your skills like just all the time, right? You're just grinding it out, making sure that like you're good overall. But then there's preparing for the actual fight itself and the sort of fight that you want to give them and that you are anticipating them to give you, and working on those defensive sort of things. And to try and cram general boxing plus specific fight training in 2 months, that's a little bit difficult. But I mean, it's not like Jake Paul wasn't doing the same damn thing. So
but like I think I said this before on the Wizard Call, he's fought one professional fight already, and I'm almost positive he's done like 3 or 4 celebrity boxing matches already too. So this is nowhere near his first time, like with millions of people tuning in to watch him fight somebody.
Yeah, and that was another thing, like, because you had mentioned the lights and stuff, and I mean, Robinson's not a stranger to a lot of attention and having all that sort of pressure, but it's a very different type of pressure when, like, compared to like a basketball game where there is no team, and it's. But the dunk competition, that is just all on you, right? You don't have the team to fall back on, but you're not going ahead and standing across, like, the basketball hoop ain't gonna whoop your ass. Like, it's not gonna go.
That's the key thing right there. The basketball hoop ain't punching back. He ain't dunking back.
Yeah.
And also another key thing in that is that basketball is what you know. There's a certain level of confidence that you already have walking onto that court, because especially NBA dudes, just about every dude who's in the NBA was the man, all the way up until the NBA. And then you get to the NBA and you kind of find your role. Either you star on the team or you a role player. But up until that point, most guys was just the fucking man where they know about the big lights, and you confident in that sport. So no matter how confident you was in basketball, that confidence not going to transfer over to a 2-month training boxing match under Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. It's just not. And Wozzy, you can attest to this too, because there's a different type of cardio while you fighting, right? Like, y'all would do cardio when you was wrestling, just like kind of running, getting y'all body cardio. But then there was also another cardio that went into the actual wrestling. That was considered cardio as well, right? Where you got to get certain muscles used to being used as much as they gonna be used during a match. You know what I'm saying? It's not just running and being able to run for a long time. No. Like, in Israel Adesanya had mentioned this. He was like, no, I had trouble boxing because I didn't have enough shoulder dexterity. So like my shoulders would get weak and soft real early. So I had to work on that. Like, there's certain things that, and I want you to attest to this. Like, did y'all, when you was wrestling, Wozzy, did y'all incorporated different things into y'all workouts and cardios to make sure that y'all was ready for a whole wrestling match, right?
Wrestling and football is why I have a giant ass neck. Got like a 17 or 18 whatever it's inches or whatever neck, just because I had to do like neck exercises, either lifting yourself like pelvis up in the air, lifting your entire body on your neck. Or we also had a machine in the high school gym room for just like pushing back and forth on like a weight system.
I remember that machine. I need to see the science on that machine.
I mean, it's resistive using neck muscles. So
yeah,
there are weird muscles that are only used in some sports.
Exactly.
Shot put, your whole body is in like a twisted configuration, so things are firing in orders that they normally don't.
Yep. Hilarious.
So yeah, and a lot of that is just the mental practice, like what is it, secondhand, or there's a word for it, second nature.
Yeah.
where everything you're doing just becomes automatic, and you're focusing on the parts that need to, while the other stuff
Just
in boxing, it might be like looking for an elbow drop or a shoulder drop, and that would happen automatically, whereas you're focusing on where your fists are going to go, that kind of thing.
Yep. No, you're 100% right. There's certain stuff that I throw this jab, this arm comes up to block because he gonna counter with it every time. Like, it's certain shit that you write that in second nature was the word, and he just don't. You don't got that yet. Period. Point blank. So yeah, that shit was. I was laughing my ass off though. Wozzy, I ain't gonna lie. Everybody else like, is he okay? I'm like, that motherfucking chest moving. He alive. He got his ass knocked the fuck out. And even Snoop was like, he from the hood. He gonna be alright.
He doesn't know what day it is, but he knows that he's alive.
Like, so I was watching the first stream link, and there was no Izzy or Snoop on there. I was hearing some
It was on the British shit.
It wasn't British, but I don't know what it was, but did have a funny little accent, but it was an a funny American accent, and so some of like the comments you were making, I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about, Mike? I'm so confused right now,
bro. You missed out on all the Snoop commentary, bro.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you gotta rewatch it just for that, bro. Snoop, it was the highlight of that night, bro. I'm not gonna lie. His commentation was fucking hilarious. He starts singing when Nate got knocked out, bro. Like, oh, take him home. Some like old Negro spirituals when Nate got knocked the fuck out, bro. That shit was crazy. Oh man. So Jake Paul knocked out Nate Robinson, a person who never fought before Wozzy, and then said, I'm ready to knock out Conor McGregor. All right, make that make sense, bro.
I would pay to see that fight just so he gets knocked out and possibly doesn't wake back up.
Oh my god! I'm
you got strong feelings, huh, Wozzy?
Yeah, that's funny. That's true.
I don't know. That whole Suicide Forest thing is okay. Not cool.
Yeah.
Wait. I'm confused. I'm lost. Like, what was it about it?
Wait, am I thinking of the YouTuber, right? Jake Paul?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like, everything I've heard about him, I don't think I would get along with him.
The Suicide Forest thing to Jake, though. I just realized I got the same first name.
What was that?
I just realized that him and Jake got the same.
I know. That's him.
I said, break down the Suicide Forest thing to Jake. He doesn't know about it.
So there's a forest in Japan where people go to kill themselves, and you don't take pictures of that out of respect for the people. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. It pisses me off.
So I've seen like doing a video, or he took pictures.
I can't remember. I think it was a video,
and it was a video, yeah.
But it wasn't even that much. It was more like in the same vein as some of the like PewDiePie stuff, where I don't know. It's you say something, and I don't know. Maybe I'm doing like a weird canceling or something, but I don't know anything about him, so I don't dislike him. I just don't care at all.
See, I mean, I've seen plenty of like documentaries and stuff like that about the forest. So, like, personally, like, I don't have like a strong reaction to that because I've seen like tons of people go ahead and film and document the place and stuff, and I find it to be a sort of like a fascinating phenomena. Like.
I'd have to look it up.
Come at it from a respectful sort of angle, you know.
Yeah, I'm almost positive, Jake, he was in there being disrespectful, though.
Yeah, like I'd have to look at exactly what he did.
Acting an ass, and that's why people was jumping on him. So, how much of an ass he was acting, I can't remember either. I remember when the story broke and I seen some footage, but yeah, he wasn't in there like this is a sacred place. Pretty sure he was in there being a dick.
I haven't seen anything that would make me care what he does.
Yeah,
I guess is the way I put it.
That's a fact.
Yeah, same.
So then after this, we got two old ass motherfuckers in Mike Jackson, Mike Tyson, and Roy Jones Jr., bro. And this is exactly what the fight looked like. Go ahead, play that shit.
Sound?
Yeah, gotta have a sound on this one. Oh, I can't hear nothing.
I know why. Hold on. Trying to do too many things at once.
Bro, oh my god, what the fuck?
No, you don't.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit!
There we go.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit!
No, you don't.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Hold on.
Oh shit!
Hold on, pause it. Off of this first watch. Where are they at?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. It's
Why are there
like,
two?
okay,
Why are there two old white men fighting in a house full of young ass black dudes? Where they at? Started from the
That's a good
top,
question.
Wozzy. Started from the top. I don't mean to put you in that position, Jake, because you don't want to get canceled.
No, you don't.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit!
I think that this is the cleanest trap
Oh,
house
shit.
I've ever seen.
Oh shit!
I think that's what this
Oh
is.
shit!
No, you don't.
Oh shit! Oh
Okay, so
shit!
break it down,
Oh
Wozzy.
shit!
Or Jake
Oh,
and
shit.
Wozzy. The
Oh,
two punches
shit.
that he started off
Oh
with.
shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit!
Hold
Oh
on, pause it real
shit!
quick, Wozzy. If you get your two punches off first before the other person can react, shouldn't they be punches that end the fight right then and there?
yeah, those were like, I don't even know how to feel about all this, man. Like, for one, my stuff was a couple of the times it was lagging a little bit, so I'm like not sure if I was missing something. But then I'm like, that was such a little tap. It's like, honestly, the tall guy there, it looks like he's wearing a fucking mask.
He looks like he's wearing a what?
A little bit.
A mask?
Yeah,
Like that's not his real face.
yeah.
Oh shit, my side hurt now.
But he's got the wrinkly old man
I'm about
hands.
to say, I
though.
looked at his hand as soon as you said that. I'm like, the hands match the face. Unless
do.
he's a slightly less old man wearing a much older man face. Boop, boop. Bro, this old man that just got dropped is in his drawers in the living room.
of a black house.
It's like, bro, what?
Like, he got comfy.
Are all of these kids just like caretakers?
I mean, I'm gonna play cynical and say that they just got two dudes off the street and they're like, "Hey, we're gonna make a Twitter video," which that's kind of a dick thing to do.
Because this is like this is a townhouse or something, bro. This ain't a real house. This is definitely like a condo or a townhouse apartment, bro. Dude, that they in right now.
Wozzy, you think it kind of like a bum fights type thing?
Yeah.
I mean, that's gone ahead and pass through my mind too. But like, I mean, why he got no pants on?
That's what I'm saying. He ain't got no pants on. This man's. He either live here or he was at least staying here. He ain't got no pants on, bro. Oh my god. So what do you rate the move of just push a motherfucker until you hit the ground and not throw no punches? Where you rate that move?
I mean,
If it works, it works.
sure, there's that angle, but like,
Is that the I could kick your ass right now, but all I'm gonna do is just overpower you and throw you down?
yeah, but like, I mean, sure, you could say that, but I feel like it's actually the more dangerous thing than to go ahead and punch you, because you don't see the chair behind you and that sort of thing. You don't realize that you're about to trip, so it's more unexpected than the fist coming at your face.
Yeah.
And then in addition to that, I mean, you go ahead and you don't tuck your chin when you hit that tile floor there.
$1 million baby.
Oh yeah, you know, like all through. Oh, and there's plenty of chairs
That's
right
what I'm
there, right?
saying.
You know, so like a legit
This
$1 million
motherfucker-
baby.
This motherfucker about to fuck around. Damn, I just said, Jesus Christ. That motherfucker about to fuck around and be $1 million motherfucking baby. Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's.
so, I mean, I'd rather
it
have,
did
like,
not
the
look as
fist
bad
just
as
come
that
at
though,
you.
Wozzy. But so what I took away from it, Mike Tyson is in great shape. Mike Tyson is still the more technical boxer. Mike Tyson hit hard as fuck. Roy was always the more athletic dude, but he ain't had that athleticism. He ain't had that stamina. He kept throwing this in too. That
Yeah,
the jab slide
Bro,
left. Every time
you
I
ain't
see
young
that,
enough
it
to go
got
ahead and do
worse
that
and
quick
worse.
enough.
That shit look worse and worse as the night went on, bro. God,
Like you
damn.
ain't 20 anymore, bro.
Then they said it was a draw, Wozzy. This was the most clear undraw I ever seen in my life. But we read the rules beforehand, so I don't know if they said we weren't going to announce no winners, and so what they did was just give us a draw just cause. But Mike won that fight pretty convincingly. Mike could have went 2 more rounds, probably 3 more.
So my thing with the whole it's a draw thing is you said that you weren't going to declare a winner.
Right.
You told us that you weren't going to
Cheers,
declare a
Wozzy.
winner.
Cheers, Wozzy.
Nice.
Pick
Anything
that up
on it,
the
or
floor
just-
something? Like floor broccoli? What the hell did that come from?
That's plate broccoli, bitch. What you mean?
I don't see no damn plate. I just saw you bend on over, and
It's not professional.
Well,
just have your plate in the scene.
I mean it depends, you know. Like review, bro. Let's see that plate, bro.
Review, bro.
But yeah. So you already primed us that there's not going to be a winner, and then the fight's over. I'm expecting like, okay, it's over. You're gonna talk to each of them and stuff, but then you're like, all right, well, we're waiting for the judges and everything. It's like, okay, wait, all right, so now we have the results. Oh, okay, so maybe you guys are going to pick someone. It's a draw. no, like there's just this weird back and forth sort of thing. Like,
Yeah, it was retarded because they was doing scorecards during the fights too, during the rounds.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. So, like, I would have rather that they just shut up about it. I was really shocked by how poorly Roy Jones did. I was expecting him to pick it up in the later rounds and for him not to be as gassed as he was. But I really think that, so, and like you said, he was like the much more athletic one. So I had a much higher expectation of that, and not to mention all of his talk about the fight was that him wanting to drag it out into the deep waters, you know, let Mike wear himself out a bit.
exactly what he said.
Yeah, and that, like, after round 1, like, he was the one who couldn't make it out there. But I don't think it was because of him being in poor shape or anything like that. I think Mike just hit him so hard that, like, his lungs were like, "Yep, no, I'm out, bro."
That definitely could have been a reason because afterwards he said, "Yeah, he hit me in them motherfucking ribs, and that shit took the wind out of me." So which was
like
so awkward. You brought both of them down to the end of the like walkway, and then interviewed both of them standing next to each other right after the fight. Like that shit was weird as hell. Who thought of that? What if one of them was knocked out?
Right. I mean, not to mention, like, Hey, Roy Jones. So they just said that you drew against Tyson, who's right behind me here, who's an absolute killer. Do you think that you deserve the win?
Yeah, like you trying to start another fight up there,
Right.
Yeah, that's I didn't understand that. It was dumb. Meanwhile, the whole time, Roy up there like, "Whoo, hell nah! I don't want to be no draw. I'm a competitor." God damn, he was hitting though. He was hitting.
I'm gonna go back talk to the family, see how they feel about a rematch.
Yeah,
You know what they're gonna say.
It was so all in all, it was a better showing than I expected.
Yeah.
Especially from Tyson. As far as like conditioning wise, and just as an overall fight wise. And Roy, I liked his. He still has something in the tank, but yeah, he wasn't ready as far as either stamina or being able to take them punches that Mike was throwing. And somebody else was saying he didn't even hit him with his signature side and then uppercut, and I was like, damn, he sure didn't. Like, he low-key probably could have knocked Roy ass.
I mean, he wasn't going ahead and sitting into things like he would back in the day and stuff. So like, he was definitely pulling his punches.
Yeah.
But how much can a man like that pull punches?
That's what I'm saying. There was a couple times when it went ding, 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 and Tyson threw about 2 more punches after that.
Yeah.
Ding. And it was like, oh, you gotta calm down, bro.
Yeah, and going into we were talking back and forth and stuff, and going into like the start of the fight, seeing them both in the ring, I was so terrified.
I forgot about that. Wazzy, Jake was like, I don't like the look in Tyson's eyes. So break it down. Did you think he wasn't ready to fight? He didn't have the right mindset.
Yeah, no, like you watch that, for example, like that most recent Joe Rogan with Tyson, and like Tyson's sitting there talking about
conquerors,
warriors, these conquerors, and just watch his eyes. Just look at his eyes.
Yep.
Look at him in the past, walking into fights and stuff, and the look in his eyes.
You said the look. You start talking like Tyson too. And look at my eyes.
Look at his eyes. There's everything that he's been through. There's a very primal, animalistic side to him, and he's got this hunger in the past, in all that jazz that you see in his eyes. Like he's going to eat. And when he came out, was standing in the ring, honestly, he looked like a wounded dog, like a dog that had been beaten. And it broke my heart. Like, I was like, I don't want to see this. I was feeling a little bit nauseous. I was at the edge of the chair. Like, I've never felt like that much like anxiety watching a fight. Because I didn't want to see anything happen, especially like I didn't want to see anything happen to either of them, but especially not Mike. Like, he's been through so much. Like, he don't need this.
Yep.
But once the bell rung, he was able to do what needed to be done, and stuff. So I was real happy to see that, but I was worried that it would go ahead and light Passion to do more, and I was glad that they asked about that after the fight, and he's like, no, like, I'm in my 50s, like, I'm not trying to go ahead and be heavyweight champ or anything like that. I do enjoy doing this, and I'm doing the exhibitions and stuff, which was good to hear. And the funny thing also was him going ahead and saying, like, this is going to charity. Like, we're humanitarians now. We're better than world champions. We're humanitarians now.
Yeah.
And him wanting to pursue that. So I think we're going to see a lot more from him in a good, healthy way for both him physically and mentally.
Yeah. And when he walked into the ring, that's not what I saw. I had always, the whole time he was walking in there, I'm like, this is a focused man. Like, I just saw focus in his eyes and a calm that I hadn't seen before in a mic. Like, cause you're right, he used to come in that motherfucker like an animal. And I was like, when you come in there like this usually it results in a more tactical and a more more thought out process than when you boxing, which it was, because if he would have came out like an animal, he probably would have knocked Roy out. But he kept to his game plan, stuck to them body blows just enough to let Roy know, like, I could have fucked you up tonight. And not to say Roy didn't box well, because Roy was still moving around the ring, but he had to use all his energy on moving around that he ain't had nothing behind his punches when he threw them bitches, dog. So I don't know. And you're right. I don't know what's about to happen next. You about to just keep booking old motherfuckers to fight in this Legends Only league? Because he's trying to start his own league, Legends Only LOL. This motherfucker trying to steal somebody else's name too. Shit. You know? Don't you know there's already a huge LOL out there, Mike? We'll see what happens. But
that trademark.
Yeah.
It'd be funny if he was an AD carry.
You said what was?
It'd be funny if he was an AD carry.
Yeah. Hey, you know what's funny about that? I just was on Twitch the other day, just a sidebar, and I was just looking at what's like the most watched games being streamed, and League of Legends is definitely still up there, bro. What else was on there that I was like, this is Minecraft? Motherfuckers watch a lot of Minecraft too. But yeah, what you about to say, Jake? They about to keep booking old motherfuckers in there.
I know that there's the interest with Evander Holyfield, which, I mean, hearing Evander talk, like, he doesn't need it. Like, keep it to the body.
Yeah, bro.
You don't headshots to do that.
You don't need.
But it is an interesting observation. You know, like you talking about him coming in calm, and I mean, there was some of that, but like, there's a couple of times that I saw, like, right before the fight started, where I'm like, you know, when he it looked like the look that he had in his eyes when he retired in the corner against McBride.
Yeah.
No,
imagine
like
you McBride, and you can just say, I made that motherfucker sit down and retire. Like, you could say I made Mike Tyson I know, Jake, you because you can't really say that, but he could.
You can, but you can't.
Yeah. Like, shut up, son. I made Mike Tyson retire. I'll beat your ass.
It is interesting, like, to think about how much more mentally present you have to be in order to put on a good show, to actually fight, to protect yourself while not going as hard.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, it's easy to go in there and just swing for the fucking bleachers,
right?
But to go ahead and
Nate Robinson.
No, but to go ahead and let you know I'm there, but not do too much damage. You know, that's that does take a lot.
Pull up that album cover and track list, Wazzy.
Oh, real quick, dude, it's wild. I went ahead and had to, all of those Joe Rogans are off YouTube now. So I've removed over 100 videos from my watch later list. I went to Spotify and I built a JRE playlist there, and I'm going through and adding the ones that I knew that I had on the watch later. But then I was going through and I went down to the very bottom, and like, I've got over 200 on there because there's so many I had no idea that he even done. I didn't know that he had
early joints.
Well, yeah, and I didn't know that he had Dana White on there ever and stuff. And I had tried. He had him on there twice. But then, like, I've looked for Duncan Trussell on Joe Rogan and on YouTube, and there's like 4 podcasts, and I've watched like half of them. Go through the Spotify catalog.
He'd be on there forever too.
Yeah, well, and then but on Spotify, there's at least like 30 like 20 to 30 episodes with Duncan, and I know, like, I specifically looked for Duncan on there and on YouTube, and never got that many. So it's wild, but it's funny to remove 100 only to add over 200.
Right. That's funny. Yeah. The only thing that I'm gonna miss is just the clips. I don't think Spotify can they put like the clips on there like they used to.
There was something said about that that they were going to be doing the clips and doing the clips on Spotify, but I don't know if there's like because there was a separate YouTube channel, Joe Rogan clips.
Yeah, JR clips.
Yeah, so I don't know if there's a separate Spotify, but I also don't get alerts for Spotify like I do YouTube.
Yeah,
there's no bell to check for Joe Rogan.
Yeah, you're right. I have to look into that because do I get anything when I don't?
There should be a subscribe button.
Yeah, I follow him.
Subscribe, but there's not like a notification that pops up on your phone when a new episode drops that I can think of. Maybe I'm lying though, but
yeah. So there I don't use Spotify, so I just opened it up to see what the JRE stuff was like on it. And yeah, there is only follow, so
yeah. I'll have to like really dive in here because also the thing about Spotify is it's different on the desktop and the phone, so there might be certain settings you can change in either side of it. But yeah, end of an era, man. I love my YouTube-ness, so. I'm glad they got the video and Spotify too, though. So it's actually a pretty good setup though for Spotify because you can lock your phone, turn it off if you just want to listen, open it back up to watch the video.
So on the phone, there is the option to get notified of new episodes.
Okay, good.
You gotta click that little following thing, and then you get the option down there.
Okay, for sure. Nice.
So I just turned that on.
Good find, buddy. Get notified of new episodes. All right, and I just wow, I had all Spotify notifications turned off just now. That's crazy. They must have been blowing
that may explain why you don't get them.
I just keep those turned off for Mike Jack's new stuff. I don't need to hear about that shit.
That's a fact. That trash shit. So, Jake, put us on to why we had to listen to We Lost the Sea this week.
Yeah, so I don't know. I honestly don't know how I came across them at all. I don't recall that, but it was probably around 2016. This album came out 2015. Their genre, from my understanding, they fall into the post-rock category, which I don't listen to a lot of post-rock, and I think they were probably the first that I had knowingly listened to, and really interesting. I think, actually, no, it was either Russian Circles or Lost the Sea. That was like the first post-rock I think I had listened to, and I find it to be a very interesting sort of concept. Essentially a rock band without a singer, but trying to go ahead and still convey that same emotion and tell a story just like you would with a singer, just not with words. And I think this album is incredibly masterful at accomplishing that. At least that's my own personal opinion. This is one of those things that I've listened to plenty of times with the lights just completely off, just laying there alone with it cranked up and feeling those emotional soundscapes that are being painted without a single word. It goes into a little bit of what I appreciate about Tool and that we've talked about before is that building of tension and release. And boy, do they do it really well, in my opinion. Especially how the hell do you even pronounce it? Bogattery. That second track there, at 11 minutes and 40 seconds long.
Yeah, both gathered.
You know, it starts off with such like a nice, relaxing groove. Then just how it builds up and climaxes at the end. They take you on like an 11-minute journey of building up tension before giving you like this real satisfactory release. One of the things that really attracted me to it as well was with Challenger Part 1, you have William S. Burroughs and that little lecture that he's giving. It's a real fascinating thing to just sort of think about, like what he's saying there. I don't know. It's super trippy to me. And then you have the song itself, and then the way that Challenger Part 2 culminates with Ronald Reagan of all people, you know, in discussing tragedy of the Challenger explosion. And it was funny because I think the first time I listened to it, I wasn't thinking about Challenger and when all those people died. Wasn't until Reagan at the end, I was like, hey, this is really interesting. I looked it up and stuff, and I found the context that he was talking about that with, and then I'm like, all right, well, now I got to re-listen to Challenger 1 and 2, and like to go ahead and be thinking about these astronauts who are going to be going into space, and that was like a lot of firsts. I can't remember too much about it, but like you had the teacher on there, right? Like this was like Jane Doe, you know, it was like your middle school teacher, like pretty much like a nobody. She was going to be going into space. It was this big cultural event in our society and stuff, and then everyone's tuning in. Boom. You know, so to be thinking about all of those things and what sort of an event that was like, and how that inspired, you know, this song, parts 1 and 2, in order to sort of like get on the same wavelength that they were on as they were creating it, to try and figure out what they're trying to communicate to you without saying a fucking word. It's so I felt like it'd be a good thing to go ahead and expose you guys to something that you probably hadn't heard before, a little bit of a different approach, but I think something that you guys would all be like right on board with. So it was new for me when I had first come across it, and I haven't really I still don't listen to any post rock. You know, it's like them Russian circles. Yeah, you know, and the funny thing is, maybe I would even say that satisfied that appetite so well that like, what else do I like? Do I really want to go slumming around? You know, like I found the perfect woman. Do I really want to go ahead and date all these other hoes? Like just in case maybe one of them's decent. Like I'm so fucking happy here that like. Yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed it, but yeah, what were you guys' thoughts?
Wozzy?
You actually covered basically everything I was going to cover. I was going to talk about how I felt like there was a story being told, although I don't necessarily know what that story is. I could tell the connotations of the story and like what they were trying to explain, and then the building was huge. I loved the building, and the way it would rise towards the end of the song. My only real note that I thought of is Bogatiri. Where are they from? Are they
Australia?
Okay, so it could be anything. That one, it sounded like a Diablo song. Like it was an 11-minute Diablo track getting up to like a boss battle.
No, I thought the same shit, bro.
I liked it. I mean, it's not going to be a workout playlist, obviously, but I could easily see throwing on one of the songs if I just want to like chill for 11 or 16 or 23 minutes or almost 9 minutes. Like they're long enough that you could get like a good like meditation in or something, or use that sound as a resonating rod type of thing mentally. I do want to try that, but I mean, yeah, it's not going to be my everyday playlist, but random days I might just want to throw it on and listen to it and chill.
Yeah, I haven't used it before with like sitting meditation, but sort of like moving meditation. I've definitely like in the past like and high as hell and just turn off the lights and do some moving meditation with it playing. And like some like Tai Chi type shit, you know,
Yeah,
and it's been very transcendental.
that's funny. You almost killed me with this project. I ran a bath and turned this on while I was taking a bath. Yes, grown men take baths. Yes, it's wonderful for your body, skin, and mental health. Yes, I'm gonna do it as for to the day I die. And if you want to fight about it, you know where to find me because I said my address a couple episodes ago. Accident. I bleeped it out though, but if you want it, just ask me. I'll turn the location on. So I ran the bath, nice hot bath, delicious bubbles in it. And then sat down in that motherfucker, cut my balls, because you know how hot it be down there for you when you get in the bathtub. And I hit play.
You don't want to sterilize that.
Yep. And I hit play. And boy, I hit this like trance. That was so good. But it's like, but I'll say you almost killed me because y'all know you're not supposed to be in like saunas and hot tubs and shit for too long. So next thing I know, I'm in this bitch for an hour. And I'm like, God damn. I thought this shit was 5 songs long. And I look at my goddamn phone. I'm like, look at how long these fucking songs is. I'm like, the fucking Challenger Part 1. I thought that was 3 different songs, bitch. That shit was one song with a motherfucker talk. As soon as my man started talking, I'm like, all right, this got to be the next track. No, all that shit the same track, bro. So that shit fucked me up. It got me in a good ass vibe. And yeah, that's not a workout playlist wise, but that's definitely going on my vibes playlist. A couple of these for the bath time, for the sit down, like lay on my back in the dark time, like you said, Jake. You just turn the lights out and relax. This shit was powerful. And the same way, I'm glad that you broke down everything that you said, because the same way that you see this as masterful, and you're like, I felt like I learned. I feel like this is as best as it's gonna get. So why would I look for something else? That's the same way I be feeling when I listen to like Lupe verses and stuff, right? Because of the ability to be a wordsmith, you know, and it's like, am I gonna find anybody else to do it as good? And the answer is usually no. But what you end up finding is people who do other parts of this genre better, I guess might be the word, or they do it differently and you still like that difference in the genre. You know what I'm saying? So like, not everybody's going to rap as well as Lupe. There's probably only 4 other motherfuckers that can, but there's other people who do things in this type of genre that Lou doesn't do, or he does do, but they do it better, and that's the vibe I need right now. So I'll only say that to say maybe there is somebody else out there that can't fuck with this type of shit, but they might have a different vibe to it that you might fuck with. How you find that shit, I never know. Yeah. Look at Spotify usually has something like other people also listen to these dudes. If you ever, you know, I'm not the type of guy to just go listening to random shit. Wozzy is though, I think. So
Manchester Orchestra, Frames, Caspian. There's a couple
opera shit, boy.
Explosions in the Sky has a couple, so you may want to look into them, Jake.
Yep. So that's the best part about this. new age.
You're definitely right. You're definitely right, Mike. Like for example, like I do listen to some Carpenter Brute, and I do believe that they fall within that post rock genre, but very different vibe. You know, like you're not sitting there having like this introspective moment.
Yeah.
It's like a Wes Carpenter horror movie with like a bunch of 80s synth and like high energy type deal.
I like that.
They're wonderful. They're fantastic. I saw them live and it was stupid. And I'll probably talk about that more one time. But yeah, like that's a same genre but very different vibe. So yeah, everything deserves to be explored. But yeah, like it's just so satisfactory that like you could just sit there for a moment with this.
But you're not lying though. There is a satisfaction to when they hit their climax and they just bust that nut and you like, God damn. You know, that's not, you know, some pornos you bust a nut, you be like, I just wasted this nut on this video. This porno right here, this was a well-deserved nut. And it made
this
you go
was
right to sleep.
a tantric instruction manual in terms of nutting.
Yeah. some tantric edging going on over here.
Yes, sir. Splooge everywhere. It's a good vibe, and I like I said, I like this vibe because I will turn on shit like meditation playlist on Spotify, and it'll have songs that kind of ride in this type of vibe sometimes. And it took me on a good ride, bro, especially in that bath. And I was like, whoa, you got to be careful with that one, buddy. Get out pretty as hell. But another thing that I want to say is that so you said it was what you call it again, post rock?
Yeah.
So explain what that means, because post is after and then rock. So this is something that just came out after rock. What is that genre usually entail or mean?
No, I don't know. Don't really I haven't delved too much into trying to understand like the reasoning for that, but like think that there's plenty of argument to go ahead and say, like, you know, for example, I mean, hell, you got post punk and stuff, like, so is punk dead? And all that jazz. And I think you could go ahead and have a pretty lengthy conversation about, is rock dead? Right. What is it that we're hearing? And not to mention, actually, what was it that we were listening to? Fuck. When we were talking about Man on the Moon, Mike, you were talking about mixtapes and Napster, and how rock did not go ahead and take advantage of that. And now when we listen to like the top 40 and stuff, how much of it is rock, you know, and how much of it, oh wow.
I didn't think you saw that. Yeah, it was scary.
Oh yeah. And how much of it is rap or hip hop, you know, as a foundation? How much popular music? How much is that much more influenced by hip hop now than it is rock?
Right. Exactly.
So perhaps, like, you know, you could go ahead and make that observation that rock doesn't have the influence that it once held. It is dead to a certain degree, of a certain sort, and therefore this is the age after rock. It's post rock.
Okay, I'm rolling. Wozzy, what did that Wikipedia say about the
It says post rock is a form of experimental rock characterized by a focus on exploring textures and timbre over traditional rock song structures, chords, or riffs. Post rock artists are often instrumental, typically combining rock instrumental with electronics. The genre emerged with the Indian underground scene in the 80s and 90s. However, due to its abandonment of rock convention, it often bears little resemblance musically to contemporary indie rock. borrowing instead from diverse sources such as ambient rock, electronica, jazz, krautrock, dub, and minimalist classical. Interesting that.
Yeah, that's interesting. Okay, so I understand that. I get it. And I just like fuck the singer. You know, some of that might have even came from how music contracts are dealt with in the music industry. Because there's a reason why lead singers usually end up being the most famous person, right? One is just because they're the voice. When you're singing, you're standing right in front. There's like a physical appearance when you're on stage and in videos where I'm in front of you. That's just how they set it up and shit. But secondly, they usually end up making more money than everybody else in the band, simply because if you're doing the vocals and don't let you be writing them too, you get a writer's fee. And you get a so you're going to get a writer's fee, and then you're also going to get your recording fee. So you're going to be making way more money royalty wise other than the rest of your band members. So some of these bands might have just been like, fuck that, we don't need nobody else that's just going to end up being more famous than us, more richer than us, and then just drop us and replace us. We might as well just do instrumentals, and then we all gonna get paid the same, we all gonna be known the same, and we gonna rock it out from there. I wonder how much that played a part in some of these dudes' decision into doing like fuck having a singer in the band.
Well, and I think it also go into a little bit of krautrock was mentioned in there, and krautrock
How you spell that?
also had a lot of
Kraut, Kraut, rock, ROCK.
Okay, yeah, I see it here.
And krautrock also had a lot of influence on like the new wave movement back in the 80s. And when I was looking into, because I've been on this big new wave kick, and one of the things that I was reading was about how there is the popular music had so much it's like, going from like the 70s with like disco and some of those big bands like Kiss and all that jazz. Like there was like this big macho sexuality that was like forefront in the music, and a lot of the new wave was a bit of a rejection of that. So you have like these weird awkward guys, like Devo, who are wearing like weird outfits and stuff like that. And you have like in their performances, like, a lot of them like would like stand real stiff and rigidly and like uncomfortable up on the stage. There's like this nerdy aesthetic, this like era of virginity, as opposed to like this free sexuality that was being exhibited in ages before. So like you were saying, especially with rock, like that singer being like this front man, and this focal point and everything, and having so much of this ego and it being so ego driven. Let's go ahead and produce something that's a rejection of that. Let's reject that ego, let's get rid of that, just to go ahead and allow something else to grow up.
Would you this might be a dumb question, but especially, would you go to their concert if they came here?
Hell yeah.
Okay. What type of experience would you expect? Because this isn't like I don't know, this ain't really the type of music I would think about going to see at a concert. But on the other hand, I would go to like some R&B singers whose songs is like more slow and I don't know,
Yeah,
I don't know how to explain it. Go ahead.
I mean, I would definitely go. I'm on the floor. Give me some room because I'm vibing. I start off with a couple of Jack and Cokes and stuff. Get us started, and then put it on cruise control with that beer, and Just give me a little bit of room, man, because I'm moving.
That boy head bob is gonna be something vicious. Boy, he said, "Give me some room." Hey, arms up, shoulders out. Hey.
But see, it's not a Lamb of God concert. It's not the head they gotta watch out for. The whole body is getting
That's
involved
what I'm
in
saying.
this.
You see how I'm moving right now? Your chest poke out a little bit, shoulders get to moving, fingers moving. You got a long arm span too, like me, so you got to watch out when y'all around me. That's why
I'm flying.
I would need them to be somewhere. I wouldn't want to be standing. I don't think. I think I would like to see them. I think I would like to see them in like a dinner setting, almost like me and the wife sitting down and they up there vibing out while we just kind of eating, low dim lights. And you can just kind of sit back and enjoy what they're doing. Some expensive hipster drinks, some $15 Moscow mules and shit in the mule cup. If you ain't got the mule cup, don't serve Moscow mules, by the way. I don't want your shit. I don't want your shit in a damn tall glass, bro. Like, get that out of here, bro. Get the mule cups, bro.
It's funny. I could not imagine listening to this live and sitting down.
I don't know,
especially eating dinner.
Cool. I mean, isn't that like what Fish concerts were like? I mean, I've only heard some Fish songs, but they'd have 45-minute impromptu songs where it was slow and nothing was happening. So,
yeah, I don't know. I would want to experience it both ways just to see how it was. But I think it could be a good vibe though. What you rocking with for next week for us, Wazzy?
All right, we got the band is Highly Suspect.
Fire name.
And the album is The Boy Who Died Wolf.
Oh, okay, I thought you was gonna say Among Us.
The Boy Who Was Among Us?
Nah, just Among Us. It's highly sus. And then
that'd be amazing.
It's called Among Us. The Boy Who Died Wolf is a good name too, though. Damn, that's a good name. I don't know if they get into that, but most dudes who cry wolf die.
Is it like a tie-dyed wolf? Like,
ooh,
yeah, sure.
What color did they dye the wolf?
Wow, my brain just stopped working because I was going to say a knot. I was going to say a knot color, and then I couldn't think of anything but that. So you literally watched me just like have a Woz.exe crash right there.
Oh man, Woz.exe crash. All right, Alt F4 for my boy Wazzy, and then F's in the chat for my boy after that. Just
had to turn it off back on again.
This was the No Consensus podcast.
Peace.